What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sterling from ENT. Welcome back to ENT Fantasy Football. Feels so great to say that. Today's video is streamers for week 3 of the fantasy football season. Now, in case you don't know what a streamer is a player that is most likely, like in most leagues, going to be on your waiver wire for fantasy football. And if you need somebody to play for this week in fantasy football, you can just pick them up, put them inside your starting roster, and you should be good. They should give you a solid performance this week. So, like, for example, if you had Trey Lance as your quarterback, he was your starting quarterback, and obviously he had a season-ending injury. I got 2 quarterbacks for you that I think you can pick up and play this week safely, and they should give you a good result. Like, for example, if you have Mike Evans and you need a receiver to start for you this week, I got some receivers for you this week. So without further ado, let's get into my quarterbacks. So my first quarterback is going to be Jared Goff. This week, Jared Goff plays against the Vikings. We just saw how Jalen Hurts just killed the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football on primetime national television. And Jared Goff has been really good for fantasy so far this season. Obviously, he has very good weapons. I think the Lions receiving core is actually really underrated. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown is like the wide receiver 4 for fantasy football through the first 2 weeks. He's been killing it. DJ Chark is finding the end zone. Obviously, we know what TJ Hawkinson does. You got DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. Jamal Williams can get some receiving work. So Jared Goff has a nice little group of pass catchers that he can throw the ball to, and I think he's going to perform this week. My next quarterback is Marcus Mariota. So Mariota is playing the Seahawks this week, and the thing about Marcus Mariota, he might not have the passing yards or the passing touchdowns, but the thing that he's going to get you is the rushing yards. Now, he can easily get you like 70 rushing yards in a game, and that's already 7 fantasy points right there. Add to that, maybe he can get into the end zone with his legs too. Obviously, he's probably going to throw for a touchdown. He's going to get some nice passing yardage on top of that. So I think Marcus Mariota is a safe play for this week. My next is, I think this guy is actually like, he can be really good this week. It's Russell Gage. So Buccaneers, their pass catchers are just demolished right now. Obviously, we know Chris Godwin is still out. Julio Jones probably isn't going to play this upcoming week. Mike Evans is suspended. And so this is a huge opportunity for Russell Gage. So we're going to be playing against the Packers. The volume is going to be there. We've seen Russell Gage have some really good games before in his career when he was on the Falcons. He's going to be targeted this week. He's going to be involved. He's going to get receptions. If the Bucs offense, with there being no other receivers, Russell Gage is going to get work this week. My next guy is a guy who, honestly, I don't know how he's out there on so many waiver wires. If you're in a PPR league, this guy should not be on a waiver wire, and it's Jakobi Meyers. Jakobi Meyers is a PPR machine, and this week he's playing against the Baltimore Ravens. And did you just see what the Dolphins did to the Baltimore Ravens last week? That game was insane. The Dolphins just picked apart the Ravens defense and the Ravens secondary in the second half. And Jakobi Meyers, he's going to get a lot of receptions. He's going to get some yards. He is not going to get in the end zone. You can pretty much assure that these days. But playing against the Ravens with how bad that secondary has been so far this year, I think Jakobi Meyers is a safe start. Now, for the only running back of this video is Daryl Williams of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, we know James Conner to be a guy who gets beaten up and banged up throughout his career. And so he is currently undergoing an injury. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head what his injury is, but Daryl Williams, should James Conner miss the game this week, Daryl Williams is a start. You have to start him. He's going to be getting all the goal line work. We saw that when Conner was out, it was kind of like more so Daryl Williams and a little bit of Eno Benjamin getting the backfield carries, and I think that's going to continue this week. Daryl Williams is playing against the Rams. He's going to be getting the goal line work. He's going to be getting usage. He's going to be getting carries. If you need a running back to pick up and play, Daryl Williams should be good for you. And now also for the only tight end of this video. Now, my tight end streamer is Tyler Conklin. Now, Tyler Conklin has already had 2 solid weeks so far. If I'm not mistaken, he's had at least 5 receptions in both games. And the thing with the Jets is that, oh, by the way, this is the stat that I wanted to bring up. Joe Flacco has 104 pass attempts through 2 weeks because the Jets are going to get behind in the game, and they're just going to go, you know what, Joe Flacco, just throw the football and try to get us back into this game. And Tyler Conklin, is going to be targeted. They're playing against the Bengals this week. So you can already see how the game script's going to go. The Bengals are probably going to get out ahead at the start of this game. And the Jets and Joe Flacco are going to have to throw their way back into this game. And Tyler Conklin is going to get receptions and he's going to get targeted. And the tight end position is a wasteland. There is such a little amount of good tight ends for fantasy football right now. And if you pick up and play Tyler Conklin, I see him getting a really good stat line this week for you, especially with how Joe Flacco's been throwing the ball and how many times he's been throwing the ball. I think Tyler Conklin should be good this week. And now for the last two of this video, I have two defenses for you. Now, I like to stream defenses pretty much every week. Every single week I like to stream defenses because if you stick with the same defense, you're going to come across a bad matchup and it's not going to look good for you. And so here's two defenses that are readily available on waiver wires that should perform well this week. As I was just talking about Tyler Conklin, I see the Bengals going against the Jets. The Bengals defense is a streamer this week. Now, the Bengals defense last week played the Cowboys. They played Cowboys and Cooper Rush, and so I was expecting them to do really good in that game. The Bengals defense didn't do terrible, but it wasn't the game that I was expecting. But this week against the Jets, I see them getting a good stat line. I see some sacks. I see probably an interception from Joe Flacco. I see the Jets probably not scoring that many points, but the Bengals defense, they have a really solid defense, and I think they're going to bounce back this week. So Bengals defense is a streamer. And my last player of this video, well, it's a defense. It's the Bears defense. The Bears defense is playing against the Houston Texans this week, and that's a juicy matchup. That is a juicy matchup for the Bears defense. Yeah, I would stream them. I think they're a really good stream this week. I think you can probably slot them in your lineup and expect like a cool 7 or 8 points for your defense, depending on your scoring. I know some leagues have crazy defensive scoring. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. This is just a quick little video, just streamers. So keep your eye out for more videos. I'm going to try to drop as much as I can these next couple weeks for you guys because this is fantasy football season, baby. This is fantasy football season. So yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Go down below, like, comment, subscribe. Comment if you're going to play any of these people. Comment if you're using any other streamers this weekend, and just comment your thoughts. Comment how your team's been doing so far in fantasy football this year. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day.